Hey folks, we're getting ready to do a fishing show. You gonna watch? Are you gonna watch the Cain Pole Fishing Show? Hey, let's go see if Kent's ready or not. Let's go see. Let's see if Kent's ready tonight for the next episode 2 of our Cain Pole Fishing Show. Kent, you got everything? You got everything loaded and everything, right?
Everything's loaded and ready to go.
All right, look at him.
We are ready to go.
Nice. I like it. Hello, puppy. Okay, here we go, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I like the new lights. Look at that. Here we go. Into the show. Let's hit it. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there he is. There he is. That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it. There you go. Say nice. Monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that tough one. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show.
Ian!
Kent!
What is today?
Wednesday.
No. What is today?
Wednesday?
No, I get that. But what do we always say early in the morning when I pick you up to go fishing? What is today?
Good morning! Today is a wonderful day.
You always say it at 4
Every morning,
a.m.
4 o'clock.
That's right. You send me a text. Basically, it's my wake-up call to say, hey, are you picking me up?
Get up, get out of bed, let's
And am I
roll.
always on time?
You are never.
Never. I run
On time with Kent is about 10 to 15 minutes late.
Come on. I call it Kent time.
It's so like if Kent says he'll pick me up at 7, I normally have my coffee made and at the door by about 7:10, 7:15, and
Yeah.
it works great.
Yeah, right. But the Kent time.
Yeah, it's Kent time.
It is Kent
Running
time.
on Kent time.
Awesome. So, hey, welcome to the second
Second show?
show,
Yeah.
right, of the Cain Pole Fish Show.
Numero dos.
Number 2.
Two.
All right. So, once again, this is,
Ian Hurd.
and I'm Kent Lewis, and thanks for tuning in. And we're excited to have you this week. So, all kinds of things to talk about. Obviously, we're running on every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we would love to go every week, but I think right now we're going to go every 2 weeks to get a kind of everything ironed out, technical, how this is going to work, channels, things like that, and just kind of a program that we're going to try to follow. But who knows? We don't know what's going to happen on the show because we invite people here. People could call in.
People can walk up to the door.
People
knock
can
on
walk
the
up
door.
to the door. We've got audience right now watching, and they could walk over. We don't know, right? We could talk about anything. So that's the great thing about being
Live.
good answer. You are spot on tonight.
I'm smart.
Good
sometimes.
job. So let's talk a little bit. How was the last 2 weeks, man? What's been going on? Anything
Great.
good?
Anything good? Some new Shimano stuff came out.
Yeah. Before we get to new stuff, how about like anything for you the last 2 weeks? Did you fish? Have you done any fishing?
I've been to the pay pond a couple times.
Yeah.
Seven
How'd that
lakes.
go?
Yeah, it's good. Caught some good
Yeah.
ones.
Good. Anything else? School started,
Yes, school started today. Was our first day.
and that was all virtual.
All virtual.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's not bad. We have 3 classes a day, 2-hour classes. We have one
Yeah.
at 8, one at 10, and one at 1. We have
Awesome.
a lunch break.
A
Yeah.
little bit different though
It's a lot different.
than going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little different, huh? Well, I'll say this. So this past weekend, I fished the Kentucky Bass Federation State Championship down on Green River. I went down Wednesday, and as I normally most of the time do, I have a great practice day, and then I suck it up over the weekend. Right? Right?
Great practice
So
day.
great practice day,
I didn't
right?
see any pictures.
I know. Oh, you just saw one.
Yes,
So,
you did
anyway,
catch a great
but
old big one.
I did. I had a great time. I went down and just did some searching, some graphing. Had some good luck, and then hit those spots on the weekend, and had some cold front move in. I didn't do that well. Hurricane rolled in. But you know what's interesting is that it was really tough weekend, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I was really excited. I could not sleep very well Friday night. I was super stoked Saturday morning. It's 4 a.m. We leave the cabin, get to Green River. I blast off. I get to the spot that I wanted to beat, that I wanted to get to, where I caught some good fish last time. and it just didn't happen. And then I caught a nice 3.5 right after that, or 3.2 something, I think. And then after that, I hit my other 6 spots, and they just didn't do it. I did catch a nice 6-pound drum, which you should have seen me holding a drum trying to net it. It was great. But what's interesting is, man, what a tough weekend, man. I caught that fish and thought I'd be close to last place, and I was sitting in 33rd out of 61.
So it was tough for everyone.
So it was tough for a lot of people, and even the top said it was rough on them. Like 4 or 5 bites is all they, But sometimes it's all you're looking for.
That's all you need, 5 bites.
So the second day I improved a little bit, made it in the top 20s. So that was good, and qualified for the semi-nationals anyway to fish at Green River again when we fished for the state team against Tennessee. Which is October 17th, 18th.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
That's the same as the Bradley Roy Open, isn't it?
That's the same day. Nice point. That's the same day as the weekend as the Bradley Roy High School tournament.
Which hopefully I'll be fishing.
Yep. For the if you top 10, I think I haven't watched. Last year was the top 5 boats, but I think maybe top 10 this year.
Yeah, I think it's a little more people top 10 this year, right?
And the top 10 get to be do the MLF style on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think that's correct. I was a boat official last year. They put on a great event down there. And speaking of, Kentucky Bass Federation, listen, it is really hard right now, Ian, and I'm going to tell you this because I've ran tournaments before, and it's really hard not just to run a regular tournament, but just to run a big state tournament with all this going on and the mask you got to wear and how many people are at the weighing in fish at the same time, and you're not used to it, and you hop on the boat and you don't, you're on the boat 6 feet apart and you don't have your mask on during the day, but then you got to come back and you got to remember to put it on and then go to a weigh-in. And I know it's just taxing for everybody. You just continue to say, do this, wear this, only here, we'll call you up one at a time. So a big shout out to the Kentucky Bass Federation and those teams that I know things sometimes get a little tense and it's hard to deal with, and tempers can get. Yeah. But they did a great job, and I want to tell them. And so something to be wary of. If y'all are fishing tournaments this fall, and we'll talk about some more, especially bass tournaments, and there's a bunch of people, and you're trying to limit who weighs in, just try to be patient. Okay, take care of your fish. It could be a little while before you get to the weigh-in. So I'm just asking, try to do what you can, take from your fish. We should talk about a little bit of that today, by the way. And I think that'd be a really good, to just commend them and just be patient with dealing with the weigh-in and all the officials. They're trying to do their best job. And I think that's probably, I wanted to say that real quick because they did a really great job. Yeah. Right? So, great. So, Labor Day weekend coming up. You got any big plans?
Sit in the shop and work.
Oh yeah, you're working this weekend, aren't you?
Come see me. 7 to 7.
Awesome. Not much bass fishing on Labor Day weekend, is there?
No. I believe sitting in the shop would be a better choice anyway.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's good fun to be had.
Oh yeah.
Right? On the lake, things like that. But I think that definitely, if you're going to bass fish, it's probably going to be early morning.
Yeah. I'm not much of just being on the lake though. If I'm on the lake, I'm fishing.
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Any big news? There's been a lot of stuff going on this
week.
There's
a big Labor Day catfish tournament going on at 7 Lakes.
Great. Let's talk. Can you talk about that? Do you know much about it?
I do not know much about it. Okay. I saw where it was shared, and it's going to be a big tournament.
The best place to find info on 7 Lakes, Ray's down in London, I think it's called. Is that right?
Yeah. Ray's has been getting. Yeah. I've heard about them. They're doing really good right now.
Yeah, they're doing great.
All the channels. Yeah.
Yep. And so the good place is Facebook for those. If not, just I'd say reach out to the Pay Lake and call them, and they'll give you the info.
I think all of them, just look them up on Facebook as the name of the Pay Lake.
Like big Labor Day tournament going on.
I'm pretty sure they're doing the Big Fish of the Hour gets paid, and then the Big Fish of the Night.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I think there's some pots too, some jars, right? They call them jars. Yep. Isn't that right? That's the nickname. That's the lingo, right? For the Pay Lake, the jars, the betting jars. So that's big news. Something that happened in the last 2 weeks. Last week we talked about Rose's Pay Lake just a minute. they have shut down for good.
Completely, yeah.
So if you have not heard about that, Roger called me early in that morning and said that he's been talking about this for a long time and praying about it. And we just want to say, hey, I hope all is well. I know that our prayers go out to Roger Jr. That's going through some health issues. Little Roger, we call him. And so we will just hope that he is on a good recovery. I know that they had a great they haven't spent a lot of time together.
They haven't had family time.
Right, for a long time. And working 2 jobs, I get it. I understand it. So maybe he'll be back in a couple of years, right, which would be amazing. But for right now, I think that it would be, I think it'd be good just to support them on what they need to do and go from there. So big shout out to Roger, and I hope little Roger's on his recovery. I do know they went striper fishing, had a blast down in Cherokee Lake. So he called me when he got back and said they caught a limit every day. So that's exciting, which is something that everybody should go do, man. Go get a guide.
Striper fishing is great,
if you need some ideas on guides, you know, come chat to us, right? We got, in fact, I'd like to have, there's a couple guys that I'm going to have on the show in several weeks come down, and they're awesome, right? I'm not going to talk about them right in a second, but they're great.
Hammers.
So they're going to come down and talk about their striper guide service and things like that. So just as I'm kind of looking down and just trying to understand some of the things we wanted to talk about, so a little bit about upcoming stuff. Any other big news? Did I miss anything? Besides products, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Not really that I know of. September 12th, we have our last MBT tournament.
We do. That's coming up.
Before semi,
September 12th is NBT on Harrington.
Yep.
So that's our last tournament of the year on Harrington before the Classic, which happens to be on October 17th and 18th weekend too. So a lot of tournaments going on that weekend.
We've got 3
weeks. But that might get moved. That might get moved to the following weekend.
I think they said because there's going to be quite a few fish.
There's a lot of tournaments, so we're thinking about moving that. Also, Richard Bowling stopped by today.
South Central.
And I'm excited to announce that South Central, I'm going to read it from here, the 2020 South Central Fall and Winter Tournament Trail starts September 20th. And it goes... I'm not going to read all the dates, but obviously it goes through December, with the Classic being on December 19th and 20th. So once again, you got to fish 5 tournaments to make the Classic. I believe there's a big, maybe a big fish pot, and then
there's big fish of the year pot.
There's $40 one-time membership per person.
And then it's $80 a boat.
$80 a boat for each tournament.
2 people, $40 a person.
Right.
So it's not too bad.
And that's every Saturday and Sunday for the most part, all the way through December 19th and 20th, right? So that just came out
I'll be there.
A few days ago. Yeah, of course,
you
September 20th. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm going to go down there and get smoked by all the...
I'm going to get smoked, too.
By all the locals,
Dude,
man.
There's some hammers that fish that.
If you win one of those, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Rebecca Glasscock?
Right? Yeah.
She said...
The woman in the house.
She said to put the mask back on, man.
Yep, that's old... That's our old good friends at Bypass Bait and Tackle, right? They just wanted their name mentioned, so there I am. I'm mentioning it. There's your press.
Free shout-outs.
We know who the boss is at the old Bypass, and it's definitely not Tracy.
It's not Tracy.
It's the Beck, right?
Absolutely.
And we know.
Same thing with J&L. Who's the boss at J&L?
Yeah, we know. J&L Market.
Yeah.
The Whitney.
The Wit.
Yep, not Paul. No, definitely not.
Paul will tell you that, too.
Block is watching.
Yes.
B-Lock.
Yep, that's our one of our best customers, man. He's amazing. He was in here today. Helped me out. In fact, he's the one who helped me out. We put these lights up.
Yes, I saw that.
Right, all morning. So, awesome. Anyway, South Central starting September 20th, so forth. Also, the Kentucky Bass Federation Semi-National Tournament, Green River, is October 17th and 18th on Green River.
Yeah.
So, I'll be there. Will you be there? Nope. You won't. Anyway. That's right.
Yeah.
Working. That's right. Hey, so before we get to questions, anything else, right? Trying to think, is there anything? Well, let me say this. So there's a video that I watched.
Rebecca said, "You're a funny man."
Yeah, I bet.
Kevin Maggard said, "Kent rocks."
Yeah, that's old Kevin.
You pay him?
Kevin owns. No, yeah, I pay Kevin. All right. Kevin is owns let's see, Maggard's Auto Body, I believe it's called, right down there in
Something like
London,
that.
and he is a big smallmouth fisherman. Loves the smallies. Watch this. He knows. He catches them in a hooded sweatshirt during the summer.
Wow.
Watch this. He'll comment on that one, I guarantee it.
A hooded
Okay,
sweatshirt.
just let him know. He'll catches them in the hoodie in the middle of the summer. He knows. Anyway, inside joke for him. So listen, I watched this video that got posted, and it's been going around, and I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. And if anybody else wants to comment, I'm happy to hear it, because I'm on the fence because I love technology.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in software and computers my whole life, and doing those types of things, and the things we're doing here with this beautiful background and this desk that's like right around in here.
Yep.
And things
I got
like
asked
that.
about
So,
that the other
yeah,
day.
it's cool. And
Someone was
it's
like,
amazing desk.
it was who did I show the room?
Yeah. I don't know, but
I don't
watch.
know, but they were
Here's
like,
the
"Where's
desk.
the
And watch,
desk?"
I can go under the desk, but I'm up on the top of the desk. So anyway, but my point is that I love technology and the things that go on. But there's been this video circulating, and we'll share the link after. I'll go grab the link and I'll share it after the show. I can't show it during the show, obviously, but
Just put it in the comments of it, or just pop
I
it
think
up.
that. So there was some electronics used, I think, up north at Erie, and it's not just we've watched these, our depth finders get more advanced and more advanced. So now we went from sonar, flashing to sonar to advanced sonar to side imaging,
And
down
then down
imaging,
imaging,
3D, 360, optic, panoptics, all this technology. It's just amazing to watch. And so, as much as I love it, right, it's obviously not helping me catch my fish on the weekend, but understand that up in Erie, there were some underwater cameras used. Like they could literally
they see the fish.
put down a camera and look to see if there's actually fish in a brush pile or something like that. And so there was a video posted.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say I'm on one fence or the other, okay? I want to have this conversation because I think it was an interesting post and a video made saying you're killing the magical.
Yes, I will agree.
The magic of fishing, right? The mystery, the excitement. I don't know if there's a fish in that brush pile. I don't know if there's a fish across those rocks. I don't know if there's a fish sitting over here. Now, I understand. I'll back off that and say, hey, I'm down at Chickamauga or Kentucky Lake where there's tons of ledges.
Yeah.
And you can't fish them all.
No,
So you're going
not.
to use your technology to at least go over those ledges and search for some kind of, structure, some kind of schooling fish, anything that you might see that'll help you gauge and make a educated decision if there is bass or fish there.
Or if they're all carp.
Or carp.
Like, that's a big thing.
That is a big thing. Asian carp.
Yeah.
But if you're dropping a camera literally off the side of your boat to look, is that starting to cross the line
Yes.
about fishing, right?
Yeah,
is that starting to
that
cross?
takes the fun out of it.
Would it help me though? Because I'm hungry. I just want to eat fish. Would it help me?
Probably not.
Dynamite.
Electrocute them.
I mean, it's hard, right? It's a hard subject because I think everything is advancing. Computers and reels.
Yep.
Pressure plates and reels like the Tutula, or you got the computer with the DC with the Shimano, and you've got all these different technologies coming in, computer chips inside of baits with like Livingston lures and Live Target and things like that. And so, at what point
It's too much.
is it too much? Can it get to somewhere where it's too much?
Yes. I think it's already exceeded that.
Yeah.
You know how much funner fishing would be if they would just go out there with no grass in general, had a thermometer tied on a rod to see what the water temp was. I mean, just take it back to the basics.
Yeah, but if you stick a thermometer in, you got the temperature.
Yeah.
Then you're going to want to know the depth.
Drop the thermometer to the bottom.
And then it all starts again, right? Thermometer, then the depth, and then I want to know how deep is it there, and then I want to know if there's some brush underneath me, okay? And I get it. I get it. Okay, and sometimes I wonder if maybe I should just go fish.
Yeah.
Get rid of the electronics and just go fish, man.
That's
Go
what
have a great time and go fish. And sometimes I wonder if I do better just going fishing
That's what
and
you
not
did
stressing
Sunday.
about anything else.
Sunday, your fish weren't there. You went and did something completely different, and you
And I
just went
caught
and
fish.
fished, and you caught fish.
Yeah.
Take
So
your cane pole, go to a pond, throw it out with a worm and a bobber.
you don't really cast
Yeah,
the cane pole,
you don't-
Randy.
you just kind of
kind
hold
of
it
push
out
a
there and
cane
drop
pole
it.
out like this
If
and
you're
drop
good,
it.
You do.
Okay.
Like I do.
You don't cast.
You can like hold
Randy.
it back and flick it.
Okay. Our producer is a little.
Not
Right.
much of a fisherman.
I don't
Hey,
know.
wait. You play golf?
Yeah.
did.
How much of assist? Don't the pros play the course 3 or 4 times before they play their first round on Thursday?
Yeah.
See, but that's just like
They do.
They've
practicing.
already played the
fishing
course,
tournament.
so is that fair to play it more? I don't know. Just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, but okay. So it's great that you say that because in the video he uses golf as a reference. So, okay, so let's say this. But the way he uses the reference is that he says, okay, what if on the green you had a putter
Right?
that could align exactly
that's
where
what he
you
said.
need to hit the ball to the hole
And all you had to do
and
is
set up,
yep.
and all you had to do is stroke it perfect.
I agree. So
Is that fair?
I don't know.
Probably not.
You know, so it's an interesting topic.
Indeed.
You know, and I have to say, I mean, maybe people won't like my opinion, but I would have to say that I think the electronics, as far as like down imaging and side imaging, you still have to look at shadows and golf balls and understand how the bass look, and you have to get good. But those that get really good at it have a distinct advantage.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it has changed the game.
Do you want to hear some comments?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
hear some comments. I'd love to.
So,
And you have to mention names if you don't want, or
no,
just
no,
it's up to
let's
you.
mention names. So, Logan Gabbard said there's no skill in looking at fish with a camera. You separate guys who are known for their talent, being able to locate and fish and ultimately catch fish.
Yeah.
Everyone's just as good as the next guy. There's no sport in that.
Fair enough.
Okay? Should put on a tournament that you can't even use electronics. Go back to basics.
Yes.
That's what
That's
you're
exactly
saying.
what I
That's
said.
what you said.
Go back to the
Larry
basics.
Salee, it's like playing a video game. That's not fishing.
Well,
And we have a question here. Rebecca, earlier comments.
yeah.
That's because us women know how to run a business.
That's why Kent's so good at
You
it.
guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate that. All right.
But I like that.
That's
kinda
nice.
old-fashioned
It's nice long
fishing
hair you got there.
Kind of like the old-fashioned
Anyway.
fishing tournament thing. It's kind of a good idea.
Well, I mean, there is that, you know, and so it's pretty. I think it's an interesting event. You know, it's an interesting question, I should
is.
say.
Yep.
And then that event could be cool.
Yeah.
You know, strip your electronics and don't use them.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go back to who knows the lake.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so somebody
Sure.
at every lake, okay, somebody's going to have some advantage
Yeah.
because that's either their home lake.
Yeah, their home
They
lake.
grew up there. They know the lake. They
Fish
drop
every
brush
day.
piles. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. But that doesn't mean we've seen people not,
Yeah.
you know, win tournaments and be the last. Not always the number one boat. In fact, you like being the number one boat out. Doesn't always win the tournament. In fact, the percentage is not very high
Yeah,
that
I
boat
know.
wins. Hey, so why do you want to be that number one boat? You know, in fact, that'd be an interesting stat. What
percent-
boat number has been the highest percentage winning?
I say probably 12 to 14.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's
Well,
somewhere
I can tell you
in
it's not 12 because that's when I was on the weekend. So that went a high
It's sort of like the
percentage.
Derby draw. Like, from what position?
that. What boat number was the guy who won?
I don't know. It was
14.
boat 40 something had 10 pounds the day before, but like I just wonder. That's an interesting stat, right? I wonder if we could figure that out. Wonder
I'm
if
sure we could look it up somewhere.
wonder if somehow we could to learn that. Yes,
Will
sir.
Hammonds, he doesn't like the cameras. They're ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are following the fact that the cameras, you know, I think most people have been okay with the side imaging
Yeah,
and the down
side
imaging
down,
and things like that.
360.
Because what's interesting about the side imaging is that you can go down and you can search for fur. You can search
Fur.
for like a log that's laying down that you wouldn't be able to normally see unless you were right over top of it. So the fact that you can kind of shoot out and see that gives
Yeah.
you a little bit wider view of looking.
Like you can take it 50 foot, 100 foot,
Yeah,
25.
So I'm not necessarily against it, on that piece. But I think also for with regards to how that's working, then I think it's better that we do it
Right.
in that direction.
Larry Salee also said, he said, I was fishing the bank one time, and he already had 5 fish in the boat, and somebody came by and said, there wasn't any fish on that bank. They already scanned it. Apparently not.
Well,
I mean,
you never know.
never know.
Okay, so
Interesting.
maybe they didn't know what fish look like. I don't know, but you don't always see all the fish. What do you have there?
I have a pupper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Or is that your new puppy?
No, it's this Trevor's dog. Trevor
Is
Sydney.
it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Any questions so far on that, and then we're going to get to
yes,
some new
wait a minute,
stuff.
Hold on. Somebody
Sure.
had a question earlier. They were wanting to know. Oh, how did your all's fun competition go? Who ended up winning? Brandon and Erica Linden?
Kent wouldn't show up.
Oh, it's not true.
Oh.
Not true. Actually, the truth is.
What did happen? Because you had to do something.
So we must make an announcement.
Is this
One
a
of-
big announcement? Should I have it like a special?
One of our close friends that was going to potentially join us, right? Our employment kind of changed a little bit because we had somebody had to be quarantined for 14 days due to an event that they went to, and so that person, right? Anyway, so that caused us to have to change our hours.
And I had to work.
And you end up having to work, and then we had, I think, also Thursday, the day we were supposed to go, was also my wife's birthday.
It was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're off the hook.
So what you're saying is you forgot your wife's birthday, Kent?
No, I didn't, because I gave her presents the night before. Trust me. So no, I did not.
But when
Nice
you
try, though.
scheduled it, did you forget it?
Nice try.
I
But
think
here's
you
what's
forgot
really funny about the weekend, by the way, at Green River real quick. So I sent her these really great, thank you, by the way, to In the Garden, Flowers and Gifts, in the mall,
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Primo,
Good place, yeah.
Larry Sally's daughter, by the
Nice.
way,
Saw that.
just opened up her new flower shop in the Richmond Mall. Go see her. It's awesome.
Great.
She made me some amazing flowers to give to my wife, okay, on
I saw the Facebook post.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So I leave on Friday to go stay with my buddies Randall and Arthur at the cabin. And as soon as I walk in the cabin, they go, "You're sleeping on the floor." And I said, "Why?" "Because you gave your wife flowers before you went fishing all weekend and put us both in the doghouse."
Oh.
Oh,
Because they both saw it. And I would say, listen, that was her birthday. That was the excuse. It wasn't because I was going fishing. You can't use that. But they used it all weekend.
Did you sleep in the floor?
Okay. No, I didn't sleep on the floor. All right? But they anyway.
Shame.
Yeah. They shamed me into that. So, anyway. Are you okay?
Yeah, I like this puppy.
Oh, my gosh. You're funny. Okay, any more questions?
Jimmy Gayhart said, all I know
Oh.
is that these cool nights have me chomping at the bit.
Yes, they do. Good old Jimmy Gayhart. Fishes for Sports Warehouse. Great guy. Comes down here a bunch. I've known him since fishing the BFLs for many years ago. So I hope Jimmy's doing well. I know he hadn't been fishing a lot, but hopefully these cool nights are starting. It's on its way. Fall is almost here.
It's almost here.
Buzzbait time.
Buzzbait time.
Oh, also, Brandon and Erica Linden also said, comment on your camera thing.
Sure.
Conditions are always changing at the lake. That doesn't always give you an advantage because you know the lake. Conditions always change. What do you
so
think
I will
about that?
say-
Percentage-wise.
So here's what I'll say about conditions. Yes and no. Conditions do change the lake. Conditions changed on Saturday and Sunday when I was down in Green River. But the guys that know the lake can then go, here's the difference. If I find fish and I go out and search for fish that day, and I'm searching and I find them on 45-degree shell rock, then because I know the lake, I know where there's other 45-degree shell rock at.
Yeah.
Okay? If I don't find them there and I go find them on brush piles and I know the lake, I know where
there's
more brush piles are.
Yep.
So we know there's a lot of walls at Cumberland. We know there's a lot of walls at Green.
Yes.
There's some ledges at Green.
Yeah.
It's hard to fish ledges at Cumberland. Okay? It's a little deep.
Just a little bit.
Okay, but there are offshore things that come
There
on.
are.
But you got to know where they are.
There's some
and if
humps.
you know the lake,
Yep.
you're gonna know where some of those are to try them.
Long points.
Okay,
That's a good one.
that's the key one. You know, so I do think knowing the lake is a huge advantage, especially if you know where wood is, you know where certain bluff walls are, you know where channel swings are, you know where rock is, what types of rock you're trying to fish. You know, dirty water is this time of year.
Yep.
Is it better up in the river? Is it better by the dam? Is it better mid-lake?
We found that out at Harrington.
We did. We sure did. So it's a little different. So
We found-
I do understand
Yeah.
that the conditions change, and I give you that credit. But I think it's
I think if you know the lake, it's an advantage either way.
I think when you go pre-fishing, that's the kind of stuff you try to figure out and understand. Hey, this type of bank, the wind blows on this bank, okay? And if the wind is north, it blows on this bank. If the wind's blowing west, these banks are got wind-blown banks. And I bet you, most of us, even me, can't sit there and go on Cumberland and go, oh, the wind's blowing west. Oh, I better go over there by Conley. I better go up there and turn right by Wolf. I better go over here. I bet this blanks. I bet you can't just go like this and name them all.
There is one thing I
Right?
found at Cumberland,
So-
though. If there's fish, like if you're fishing main lake, if there's fish on one side of the main lake,
Yeah.
you'll hop over and there won't be fish. And you'll hop back to the other side on a complete different bank and there'll be fish.
Yeah, that's right.
Why? Channel
sometimes-
maybe?
Well, and sometimes the banks look like they are awful. Like there's
No
nothing
name
on
banks, yeah.
them. Well, we call them like
Nothing banks.
there's nothing banks.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, that doesn't even look like something to fish. And then you'll go fish them and you'll be like, whoa,
Smoked.
there's fish there. That's right. Smoked. What's your other words? Dog
Swarked.
walked.
Dog
swarked,
walked.
Car wrecked.
Ain't bad, ain't bad.
Ain't bad, ain't bad. Anyway, any more questions?
Larry Sallee said it's whopper flopper time.
Whopper floppers. Not whopper floppers. But he calls them whopper floppers. I don't fish a lot of whopper
I don't
floppers.
either. I'm not a fan of
I'm
it.
more of a buzzbait guy. You know, I think that the water plopper is you're cheating your buzzbait. You got to keep the buzzbait moving, right? But I get it, right? You can stop it. You can fish it a bunch of different ways. It's really
Twitch
good.
it.
I mean, it's a really good bait. Right? Although I will tell you that there's a lot of people fishing the Berkeley Choppos,
Yeah,
right? And some people like those better.
they do indeed.
So if you haven't heard of the Berkeley Chopo, you should check those out too, right? Versus the Whopper, Flopper, Blopper.
Popper, bopper.
That's right.
Mopper.
Awesome. Awesome. So we talked a little bit about electronics, starting fishing. Sorry, I'm just looking at a bit of my notes here. Questions? Did we get any more questions before we go on? I got some new baits to talk about.
Yeah, I would say let's talk about some news.
Yeah, awesome. So, hey, a few things.
Pittman Creek can stay all day, Kevin Mager says.
Oh, that's right. Stay all day in the Pittman. No, he knows. I know exactly what he's talking about.
No matter what technology you have.
Tell him to go to
You'll never
Buckhorn
beat
Lake.
time on the water.
Who said that?
Jimmy Gayhart.
That is, listen, that is probably one of the best statements tonight, right? That I can tell you firsthand two things that helped me ever.
Ever.
A, the more time on the water that you spend fishing and you spend on that lake, no matter that you go, I don't know where that brush pile is or anything else, it is every time you go out, you figure out some condition, some angle, some new point, some new way to fish something. You figure something out and you learn. And the more terms, the more time you spend fishing, the better you're going to get.
Yeah.
It is 100% true.
It's a grind.
I was terrible when I mean, I was awful.
Like worse than you
Right?
are now?
I'm worse than I am now, and I'm just a slight better. Okay? But I was literally, I mean, it took me years before I even got to even win a tournament, you know?
You've won a
decent
tournament?
one. All right? So, I mean, it's really, that's been, like, that's a big one. So, Jimmy, you are absolutely correct. Nothing will beat time on the water.
Yeah.
And then two, I'll tell you this, and some people will tell you, I think a lot of people ask and find out who's catching what bait you fishing on.
Find your
what are you
own
doing this?
fish.
Do this, whatever. I think if you go out and people can give you ideas.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been catching a lot offshore. Hey, I've been catching a lot of shallow.
Up shallow, yeah.
They can give you ideas of where to go and maybe where to start, but ultimately you have to go figure out where to position your boat, what bait you're going to throw, how your boat sits in the water. all of this information and where
How to hold
you're
your
the
mouth.
only one. You and your co-angler are the only ones that know exactly where your boat was when you caught that fish.
You're forgetting the biggest one, though.
Right, what?
Hold your mouth right.
Well, you got to hold your mouth right all the time. You know that. Or just don't talk in your case, but you can't do that, so it doesn't matter.
Ouch.
So, anyway, back at you, buddy. Anyway, so some new things, and maybe not some new things. So first off, we are now a dealer for Nico baits.
They're great.
I don't know if you've heard of Nico baits. They make some crazy crawls. They
Like
make some really
realistic.
cool hellgrammites. They're super realistic. They're great. A friend of mine turned these on to me, and we are super excited. Now, I know, look, they are not the cheapest bait in the world, I'll be
Negative.
honest, but they stretch. They're very similar to Z-Man.
Yes.
I could say that. They stretch.
They'll
They're
last
last
until-
tech.
Yep.
Okay, so you can catch a
Those
lot on
seem
them.
a
but
little tougher, though, honestly.
they are, they are. It's a different material, and they've got some wicked bass worms coming out too. So
Tadpole.
stay tuned. They got that cool tadpole. You have it?
I might just have something.
Oh, you
Let me
got
just
it.
Pull it under the table here.
Oh yeah, okay. So anyway, so Nico baits, come check them out. We're gonna get some more in, but this is you could drop shot this tadpole, which I think would be wicked. But you can see it stretches even the body, right?
Yeah, the body stretches.
Even the body is really tough.
Yeah.
And but it's super realistic. And we got a couple samples, so come in and check out the samples in the shop. But we definitely have these already. These are the Nico hellgrammites that are already. We've sold a ton of packs, so definitely stop by and check these out. Great creek
Yeah.
fishing,
Yeah.
things like that, right? Also new in under this table, right? Like just like this. So. As you know, we've been carrying Arc fishing rods.
Yeah. Great
and
rods. I love
Great
them.
rods. We've sold. They've been amazing for us, and a lot of customers have been raving about the Arc rods, and we're super excited to continue. We just got a new bunch in, but also Arc has come out with their brand new crankbait series. They have a CT5-7 and I think a 5 smaller, and they've got a rattle trap or lipless crankbait. They have a
Topwater blower.
Yeah, topwater blower. They have like
Walking bait.
a walking bait, and all that. And the prices are great, man.
Yeah, it's like
$7.49,
$7.99.
$7.99.
When other brands are like
and I can tell you,
$16.99.
they've been awesome. I threw the square bell this weekend, and it works. It's got a great action to it.
How's it come off cover?
And so it was really nice. It was good. So I'm super excited to have these. So come by and check these out. We just got these in this past week as well. Quick shout out to Stick Jacket.
Under the table.
They are, so next week we'll be doing, or 2 weeks from now we'll be doing a giveaway.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so we'll promote that, Randy. Stick Jacket's going to send us some cool things to do some giveaways for. They'll probably, they might be watching the show right now. So, but anyway, we just did an order for you catfish guys and some of the guys that have the longer
Yes, Stick
rods.
Jacket Fishing Rod Covers is watching the show.
Awesome.
Right now. Love the show.
Yes. So anyway, they have some longer
Yeah.
night fight 9-foot covers that
Some
they
thicker
are
ones
some,
that'll fit
Yep,
the-
some kicker ones that are fishing.
Yep.
So they're going to be sending those to me. So come by and check those out.
Yeah.
But definitely, we love these guys. They have been great to us over the many years.
they're great.
And so they'll be doing a giveaway in a couple weeks for that. Also, there's a lot of things I want to talk about.
I want to talk about this one.
Okay, Byron Artrip from Archer Bars we talked about last week, Artrip Floats.
Yep.
I had a great conversation with him on the way to Green River. And we spoke about almost 30, 35 minutes about really the evolution of floats. So we are going to be scheduling, Randy, you don't even know this yet, we are going to be scheduling a special that we're going to do on the evolution of
Bobbers.
floats and bobbers.
Bobbers.
I'm talking about from the just simple red and white to the slip bobbers to spring to, you know, the ones that used to just tie on each end and all these different things all the way up, and let him talk a little about, and he's going to come down here live. We're going to host him, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great.
So definitely be looking forward to the
So is that going to be a special
the
show?
float special. We'll probably do a special
Special?
show for that.
Just for
Yeah,
float.
the float special
On the water.
Maybe do it on the water. I
Yeah.
don't know yet. Right? It just depends.
No,
We are on the
hold
water.
Yes, we are on the water. That's a nice
What are you
sunset
talking
night.
about? It's beautiful water right here at night.
Who painted this mural?
I did.
Yeah, Randy.
Randy painted this?
Hey, something else I want to talk about really quick.
Terminal boxes.
Well, so there's 40 million terminal boxes.
Yeah.
And Bass Mafia's got a great box.
They have a
right? They
fantastic
have a great
one.
box, thin, hard box, and you can put a bunch of, and it won't, a lot of your baits don't, sometimes the sun hits and you get the plastic boxes, they raise up in the middle, and next thing you know, your hooks go on the other side with your sinkers, and your sink come over here, and your flipping hooks are in your, worm hooks and everything else, and your glass beads are over here, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So for the
Talk about glass
co-anglers,
beads
for the co-anglers,
all over your garage.
yes. Okay, we'll talk about it later. So co-anglers, I was talking to Arthur this weekend, and I use these. So this is the Gamakatsu G box.
Yeah.
And it is this, what would you say, 3/4 of an inch?
Yeah, not
Okay.
even an inch thick.
And it is a foam insert like this. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can fit an amazing amount of
Do we have
shaky
a hook
heads.
handy?
You can fit amazing amounts of your Ned heads,
Absolutely.
drop shot hooks, drop shot weights where they got the ring on them, things like that. But basically, in these 2 boxes, I consolidated, or 3 boxes, I consolidated almost every hook that I want to fish with on a
Yeah.
day into like 2 boxes. I have 3 in the boat, but you can do on a co-angler day, you don't need 30 shaky heads.
No.
So you can take 1 box and put 20 shaky heads.
Yep.
You can put 10, Ned rig heads, and then you can put your EWG hooks and all that stuff, and in 1 box.
Yeah.
And this is not taking up the full. 2 of these take up at 3,600.
Yep.
These just came in. Again, I sold out of them, so we got 25 of these in, I think, this week.
You better come get 'em fast.
They've already sold several of them, so definitely come in and check these G boxes out. They're awesome. All right, I think what you're excited about is that
What is that?
brand new. So we know today the SLX reel has been a great reel from by
Yes.
Shimano. And I've got some other cool reels from Dawa and Abby Garcia and Luz that I'm excited about to get in. We're going to talk about those on some other shows too. But today, literally today. Today.
Not tomorrow.
Nope, today.
Not the day before?
No. I said today.
Today, okay.
So the SLX we've had prior. We had the SLX XT come out, which had
Yep.
the external. The XT stand for external braking. So you got the regular SLX, then you have the SLX XT. Then you had the SLX DC, which had the digital computer. And today we have the SLX MGL 70
flipping reel.
HG. Okay, now this comes in an XG, obviously, and a regular, but point is, this is the 7 gear ratio. In fact, it's the 7 to 2 to 1. And here's what's cool about this reel. This is the new MGL reel. It's got this really nice graphite gray color to it, blue highlighted, okay, just like this.
Look at that spool.
The spool is, right, and it's so light, man. So think about the old Corrado 70s XGs that everybody liked.
Great reels.
Great reels. This one you're expecting to come in at like $199, and it's $149, right? Retail.
Yeah.
So it comes in $149.99 and fits right nicely in the SLX family. So you go from $99 to $129 to $149 to $189.
That blue is awesome.
All right? And so this is the new SLX MGL 70 HG, and we're super excited about it. And we just got those in today.
Today.
All right. So super cool. So no, you cannot have it. Okay.
Can I buy one?
That is the demo. You can buy one all you want.
For free?
$149.99.
$3.99?
Yep, $149.
$3.99.
Yep. So we're super excited about that. So anyway, that's some of the new things. Hey, is it Educate Randy time?
Educate
Is that for
Randy.
me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Hold on a minute.
We need to get some products
What's up?
to talk about that you.
Talk amongst yourself.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. I'm gonna go get it.
Go get some things now. A little bit about what's coming up in some other shows. I'm super excited to have in 2 weeks, we're going to have Tony Miracle from Garrett County Bass Team. We're going to have, hopefully, the Obermans who won the national, is it the state or national? They won one of the national tournaments just a few weeks ago. They're going to be here, and we got Troy Blankenship from the Madison Central Bass team.
That's my coach.
All right, and I'm working on another coach to be here too. So hopefully we're going to have some bass coaches here to just really talk about high school fishing, how to get into high school fishing, what does it mean to be in the high school bass team. All right, and we'll put Ian Obermans up. We all can talk about a little bit about what the camaraderie is and how that works. And what does it mean if you don't have a boat? Does that mean you can't fish or have a boat? And some of the things you can do. Sorry, I've talked a lot today at the store. So
You always talk a lot.
I know. So anyway, we are. I think we're super excited to have them on in a couple weeks once the school and goes KHSAA.
KHSAA.
Yep, has approved at all the sports. So
Yeah, we're playing football.
Speaking of, the Kentucky Bass Nation Cardinal Series, sponsored by our friends at Bypass Bait and Tackle, right? Is starting September 19th
on
Harrington. So if you're fishing high school series, Kentucky Bass Nation, there's a Cardinal Series going on. And I think you got to contact Billy Dameron, which is a coach of Winchester.
Oh, Clarence Belcher wants to know when the Shimano Owners Tournament is going to be.
Great question, Clarence. Unfortunately, I don't think that the G. Loomis or higher companies are going to allow the fishing tournaments to happen this year.
Due to COVID.
So we are going to work closely with Shimano and G. Loomis, which are the same company, right?
Yep.
To make sure that you bought a rod, that we've got your entries, receipts, all right, that we're going to try to make sure that we get that and get that credit for the following
Clarence
year.
also says, Tony on a show, man, that will be a loud show.
Yeah.
Tony and Troy,
Yeah, we might have to limit the amount of time they're on the show.
that
here.
might be a 5-minute apiece.
Yeah, we might have to put a clock up and
Yeah.
say this is what you get, and then we go straight. Can we just automatically go to a commercial and say you're done?
Well, we don't have a commercial.
Well, we can have a commercial.
We can make one.
Can we just make
I'll
a
film
break?
you one tonight.
We're taking a break.
Yeah, we're taking a break. You're shut down.
What's this?
Technical
That's right.
difficulties.
That's right. So anyway, hey,
we do have a special production assistant. He's going to hand
Yes.
you one of my selections.
Mr.
okay,
Kenny
what is
Snowden.
this? Are we starting
Yes, we're starting with this.
the Educate Randy session?
Educate Randy.
All right, let's go. Up first,
There you go. What is it?
we have.
Skinny Dipper.
He picks the best names. So he picks another Reaction Innovations bait just because I think he really likes the names.
Yeah.
Right? He must have
Dude,
said.
I was
So-
fished by the names.
This is literally the Skinny Dippers, which is a swim bait by Reaction Innovations. The name of this color is called White Trash. Okay.
So when would you use those?
So
Spring.
we talked a little bit about swim baits last week or
Yep.
2 weeks ago. That you would typically you're mimicking a shad
Shad.
that's out of the school that is going down is going down a bank, right?
Yep.
Or swimming. And in this case, you could use. I would typically say these are just single swim baits for me. You might use them. I feel like they're a little heavy, a little
Yeah.
big to use on an A rig. Which what did you learn last week, Ian?
About.
A rigs. What should you not do?
Use more than 5 hooks if you're only allowed to use 3. Or-
You should not even
Yeah.
try. Correct?
yeah, don't try.
You should.
Because there's no
try and
getting
get
caught if you don't try.
That's correct. Good job, Ian. That's right. Good job. You learned. Anyway, so Skinny Dipper, I don't know. You say this is a swim bait, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a single
It's
swim bait.
it's a little big and bulky to be a rig.
I mean, you might be able to use it on a bigger trailer, but I would prefer using.
Swim
I
jig.
would prefer using. How about this? The Little Dipper,
It's a great trailer.
which is a smaller version of that on a trailer like a chatterbait or even a spinnerbait or something like that. If you wanted to do that, or a swim jig, right?
Good looking
So yeah, that is the Reaction Innovations skinny dipper.
Next.
What's next?
Reaction innovations are the best soft plastics.
Yep.
Will Hanson
Yeah.
says.
There's a lot of fans.
So, they had a question here from, what are fall baits that you would throw this time of year?
Well,
What was the question?
let me tell you
What
what.
fall baits would you
Fall
What
baits.
fall baits?
Okay. Buzzbait.
Yeah, I mean, I threw a buzzbait down at Green. I think that buzzbait's a great bait to throw. I think a fall jig.
Yeah.
I mean, jigs are still hot right now. I think the big worms are starting to probably phase
Yeah,
out.
they're getting a little.
If they're
Ned rig.
yeah, the Ned rig, still a drop shot, still there.
Yeah.
For sure. But I do think your fall cranking, as soon as you get in some dirty water, the crankbait's going to start coming up. So what's going to happen is they're going to start feeding as the water starts to cool down. Right now, it's still hot.
Yeah.
And that's what Jimmy was talking about, is that these cool nights are starting to get people excited. As soon as that water temperature starts calming down from the 90s into the 80s, back into the 70s, that's when the fish start feeding to go in for the winter. Right? And they feed all winter. Don't let them fool you. They don't like just go away. You can catch some really great fish in the winter. Okay? But point is that they're getting ready to have their feeding time in the fall. Now this is a transition, right? It's a fall fishing is different from the spring. It is still not as just like it is game on in the spring, and that's where everybody wants to fish. February, March, April, May. You know, and then you hit the late spring and the summer pattern. But I think in the fall, you know, that you're getting prepped. So a lot of fall colors. Swim bait.
Bass Daddy Myers wants to know, do they come in a AYU color?
An IU color?
I guess, yeah.
Yes, I believe that Reaction makes an IU color. I know that Kitech definitely makes an IU color. That's the ones I throw. If I'm going to throw single swim bait, I'm throwing an IU color in a swim bait. They make them in all the way from the 2.8s up to the 4.8s, 5.3s.
5.3s, yeah.
For sure.
Okay, who wants to, hey, Trevor, you want to do this one?
Oh. All right, what's
he's
next?
asleep. Just run it
All
up
right.
there to Kent. That's all you got to do, man.
Just throw it. Awesome.
I'm trying to get them on camera. They don't
All right,
That's a weird one.
So this is a crazy bait that you picked out.
Yeah, so I'm going like, what would you use that for?
Okay, so speaking of this big crankbaits, so this is Timmy and Kimmy Horton down in Florida, Georgia, actually, I think. Man, that's Alabama. Sorry.
Alabama, yeah.
So Alabama.
I was
So
about to say.
Timmy Horton this is their Profound Lure series.
Right.
We carry Profound Lures here. Kimmy, great to deal with. We love. I mean, I talked to her. She's done great for me. And so Profound Outdoors. This is called the Z-Boss 25, which is basically a massive crankbait. When I say massive, it dives 22 to 27 feet deep.
Say it gets down there.
Wow.
Okay?
Right.
So this is not my expertise at all.
Me
I will
neither.
tell you that I am
Not my
not
forte.
a deep crankbait guy.
Me either.
But there is a lot of guys that love to fish deep crankbaits. And this is when you're going down a 40-foot wall, you're going on a big 40-foot hump, something like that, and you want to throw these big
Ledge.
crankbaits out in a ledge.
Yep.
You know, think about that you're on Gunnersville or someplace or Chick, and you got a big ledge.
Come
or
down
Kentucky Lake.
a channel.
Big Kentucky Lake. Right, go down there on a big ledge. All right, it starts at 20 and goes to 40 feet, and you want to get down there about 30 right on that ledge. This is the kind of bait you're trying to get. If you're not going to throw a jig or get down there with some, shaky head in the fall.
Smoke.
Okay, got to throw the shaky head, man. The shake. Brian Whitaker calls it the shake.
Shake and bake?
Yeah. Have you done the shake? Did you throw the shake? Did you throw the shake?
Like the
time.
Alpha Mega
Yeah.
Shake?
No, just the shake.
The shake.
Yeah, that's what he calls it. I should have thrown the shake. I knew it. That's
I
what
knew
he'll
it.
say. Yeah.
They want it with the shake,
Yeah,
Kent.
that's it. They want it with the shake. So, anyway, so this is the Ozuma Z-Boss 25 by Profound Lures, and that is a
That's a big old crankbait.
crankbait, man.
And I thought, what is
That is not my cup of tea
Okay, so
at all.
I've got this too.
Okay.
So, like, I'm gonna let my other production assistant throw it. Is this like a straw? What is that?
What is that?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
You asking me what it is?
Trevor would
This
be a
might be a
good
hard
one.
one to
It
catch.
looks like a giant straw for a nutrition shake.
Okay, so first off, let me say
Nutrition
something.
shake.
These are super dangerous at the cane pole.
Oh.
Okay?
You don't even be holding that.
Okay.
No, if you hit me,
Smack
Kent.
people with them or
Can't-
Because let me tell you.
If you hit me,
Let me tell you something about these right here. Stop. Let me tell you about these right here. They like
Oh, ow!
pop like that, right? So anyway, listen. These are catfish straws.
Yep.
And well, you explain them. You do it.
I don't
just
fish with
explaining
them.
the
Trevor, you want to come explain them?
No, well, we'll do it. Look, so when you fish a big float,
Yeah.
and you got, let's say that you tie a big goldfish, and you're at a pay lake, and you tie a big goldfish on your hook, right?
Yep.
Your goldfish obviously is going to swim, and you've got a big float sitting right here, and you've got a swivel down here, and your line sinks eventually. So here your line sinks like this, okay, and then you've got your big float that sits right here. And what happens is that goldfish will go like this and start swimming around your other line. And the next thing you know, when you reel it in, you reel in this massive mess.
It's all tangled up.
It's all tangled up.
Gotcha.
So what they do is they have a float, and then they put this on the other side of their float.
Most people cut them.
Right?
about
And you
here.
can cut them. Right? They don't have to be this long, obviously.
Right.
But they basically, you tie your float on and then put this on. And it keeps the line up before it sinks so close. And it keeps the line out of the way so the fish is unlikely to go into your line. These are called,
Yeah, I was going to say you put...
Before it on the
before.
float, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Before you put it, what?
yeah, you put it on
You
before
put it on,
it goes
and then
on,
you
and
put
then
the
your float
float on.
goes. So you put your bobber stop on, then your bead,
Okay.
or your corky, whichever one you want to use, and then your straw, and then your float,
You're getting
Right?
there.
and then your swivel,
and
and then your leader.
Wait.
Oh yeah, you got
yeah,
your weight,
you wait.
weight, and then the swivel,
I see why
and
you
then the
don't
leader.
catfish.
Yeah, I don't catfish all the time. Okay, I learn from you
Should
guys.
Ian host the show? I don't know.
Well, I tried to get him to tell, and he said, "Well, I don't know how it works."
I don't fish with them.
Did you not
I
tell?
could've-
He said,
I could have told you how to fish with them. I just don't
Listen,
fish with them.
This is live. How do you fish with this? He goes, I don't know how.
No,
Right? And
I
then
said
so I have
I
to do
said
it.
I don't
So,
use them. Run
anyway.
it back, Randy. I said
Okay.
I don't use them.
Run it back, Randy. That's it. Run it back.
Run it back,
Anyway,
Randy.
catfish straw.
Catfish straw. All right.
You just broke it. Look there.
Okay,
You just
hey,
lost this
Take
buck
that,
99.
Trevor.
I got plenty.
Do fish need light?
Oh,
I mean, what is it? What is it?
this is an awesome light. You want to talk about it?
Do fish need light? I mean, what do they attract like bugs?
Yeah, like this will attract the shad. So say if you're sitting on a deep bank on Cumberland or whatever, you'll drop this. Say I think this drops to like 12 foot or something.
15?
15.
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll drop this, and the shad will eventually come up to it, and they'll start circling it, which brings in the other like the bigger fish and stuff. So most of the time, what people do is they'll bring this and they'll set the light up on the shallow end closest to the bank, and then on the other side of the boat, they'll drop their bait rods, what they're fishing with, straight down. Yeah.
So, 90 LEDs, full 360, green, drop it 15 feet, hit to your battery, submits green light. You kind of create you a little hierarchy of bait, minnows, then shad, and then crappie, and then bigger
striper.
fish. And so what you can do, a technique is you can take like a rod and put like a big drop shot weight at the bottom, and then 12 inches up, put a treble hook, and 12 inches up more, put another treble hook, and you can sit there, and as all the fish come and congregate, you can go down and rip it like this, right? And you can catch shad on the treble
On
hooks.
the treble hook.
One more time. How do you rip it?
Like this, right? And then you can push that down, right? And then basically you could fish, right, with that rod if you wanted to, but that's how you can catch snag shad.
Okay.
What he's talking about too is we call it the light side and the dark side. You basically catch your fish on one side, but you fish in the dark side.
Yeah.
You drop your rod like 30 feet deep with a bait or whatever. And so that's how it works. Submersible light.
Cool.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good deal. Any questions? Anything
Yes, I
going
do.
on?
Hold on.
Yeah. Okay, great.
We got a bunch.
Okay. And then we'll talk a little bit about the next show, and then
Wrap her up so I can
Yeah.
go fishing.
He said, somebody said, Clarence said they're all around Russellville, Alabama. I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Alabama. It's profound.
Yeah, profound. Yeah.
The green light makes it look like algae in the water, draws the minnows in.
Yep, correct.
We did that. See? Nice. And the fishermen, we leave the light on for you, for the fish. Well, now let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Sure.
Coming to that. So you're dropping a light. Isn't that kind of artificial? Is that cheating?
Well, but in that case, listen.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
In
So
that
so
case,
let's
the bigger fish
so
at the
let's
bottom.
go ahead.
in that case, you're fishing with live bait anyway for the other fish,
Which is also illegal.
Which is also illegal. So
Not illegal for
Not
bass
ille-
tournament.
yeah, illegal
Not
for a
illegal in
tournament.
general.
Yeah,
This
okay,
is
okay.
just right. I
That's
guess.
split up. Yeah.
So yes,
So, okay.
correct.
But it's mainly for shad.
Yeah.
Right?
You are fishing for food or
Exactly.
enjoyment at that point,
Exactly.
right? You're not fishing for a tournament, so technically no.
Sort of
I
like
would
my
say.
grandpa said, went rabbit hunting with sawed-off shotgun. I go, Papa, there's no sport in that. He goes, boy, I don't care about sport. I'm hungry.
That's right. That's exactly right, and that's why that's a lot of. I don't catch a lot of fish for food.
Crappie a lot.
Yeah, I do. Right, I need to do more of it, for sure.
Do you what?
So-
Crappie fish? Did you say?
Yeah, I need to do more crappie fishing. Right.
Where's a good place to crappie fish?
There's a lot of different techniques, right? Actually, so I mean, you can go around the lakes around here, Wool Green, Reba, and White. They all have crappie, but they're not the big slabs. Most people, believe it or not, there's a lot of people who go to Florida for 2 weeks
Yep.
or a week and a
Right,
trip,
right. I've done that,
fish the
right,
St. John's River and all that, and you can catch some big crappie down there. Cumberland's got some great crappie.
Yeah,
Harrington,
absolutely.
I mean, there's some great crappie to be caught.
Yep.
Watts Bar is a great crappie lake, but there's a lot of techniques, right?
Yeah.
There's some that are the spider rigs that they go out once. A lot of guys will sit on a tree and you'll see them, right? And then when it gets hotter, they do these spider rigs.
and they'll go
listen,
through.
I am not an expert at this at all, so I don't know how they do it. It's amazing
Yeah.
to me.
Wow.
Look it
How
up.
they
Watch the
set up-
video.
Yeah, how they set up 7 or 8 rods going way out, and it looks like this massive
Oh,
thing
I've seen
going
the
on.
boat. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that.
it's crazy.
Hook
So-
6 at a time.
Oh, I'd be a disaster. So, but then there's shooting docks, which is
Yeah.
really fun to do if you've never done that.
What's that?
You buy a little 5-foot rod, and you put
Real flimsy.
little flimsy rod, and you basically can hold it like this, and you pitch a jig, but it shoots it like you're actually shooting the jig, and so you can shoot it way up underneath the dock, like at Cumberland. And shoot these docks where you can't normally cast way up under there. You can shoot up underneath there, and then a lot of crappie will hang out under those docks
Yep.
in that shade. And so that's a cool thing to do.
That is cool.
All right, so,
Another good fish to eat? Channel cat
yes,
at the Pay Lakes.
yeah, you can do that too. Yep.
Spider trolling is awesome. fun.
Spider trolling.
that's what
the
the
spider
spider
rigging.
rig,
That's
yep.
what I was talking about. It's crazy, right?
They say it's fun.
It is. They fish with 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-foot rods off those
Yeah.
things. Right? And
We've
they
got
do them
some.
they do them at an angle like this,
So they don't get.
So they
so they don't get tangled up. I don't know
And
how they
they
do it.
spray-
I don't know how they do it.
and so they can cover all the
I'm
water.
not I can't. Right.
Not me.
I'm not set up. You actually, I think there's a full rig that you set up on your boat to be able to do
Yep.
it properly. All right. And so they use spider rig baits.
Neat.
So channel lakes, and then of course walleye.
Waters,
Walleye
yep.
would be is huge in the spring. There's a walleye and striped sea. We sell a lot of walleye baits.
I'm gonna
Storm.
I'm gonna ask for more questions.
Yep. Storm, Rapala, the red fins.
Yep.
All right, the broken backs, all those types of lures are
The
really
long
good.
gaze and
Speaking of 2 weeks, I'll be excited to talk about a little bit about a couple new companies that are going to be floating in the cane pole here soon. That
really.
not a lot of people know about either.
Ooh.
That I've signed up to. That's exciting for some potential really nice walleye baits
Yeah.
from way up north that nobody's ever had in Kentucky. So I'm super excited
We'll
to
see.
have those down here. So we'll get to show off some of those hopefully next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's a long time.
Let's do it next week.
You know what? It
What?
was-
Let's do it next week.
You said neck a week.
Neck
What is
a week.
neck a week?
Next week.
Let's do it neck a week.
Let's do it next week.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Crazy.
Man, it's like we were just here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It goes quick.
You're going to mention next show stuff, weren't you?
Yeah, so I talked a little bit about while you were going out and fetching stuff, Randy. I talked a little bit about next show about really highlighting high school bass fishing. I've had some good questions from parents come in here that I've introduced to Troy and some other people, and so I just want to give them an opportunity to tell kids out there, parents even more or less that are in middle school, that are thinking that, hey, they would
You
love
can fish in middle school, though.
You can fish.
As long as you
depending
have a
on
high
what school it is.
As
okay?
long as you have a high school partner at our school. If you
That's
have a
right.
high school partner.
But I'll let them
yeah.
talk about that because there's a lot of rules around that.
Yeah.
So my point is that I want them to educate on what you should be prepared for, because a lot of people think, hey, I just want to be on this fishing team. And you think, let me tell you, right, for those out there, I know that there's a lot of people that love fishing. I get it. Right? And I love fishing, and I grew up fishing like Cherokee Lake with my dad and catfishing and minnows and all that stuff. But I was not prepared at all for when I first went truly on a bass fishing tournament and going. I was way known that I was out of my league. Like, this was not, I was not prepared for this.
It's a different breed of fishing.
It's a whole, like, I've taken people twice, 3 times this year. I've taken people that said, hey, I just want to go. I've never fished with you. I've never been on a boat like that ever. We go fishing, and they are
amazed,
astounded about the amount of, information. What kind of rock, what wall, how do you do this? Blasting off 70 miles an hour, all the different rods and reels. What do you choose? What bait do I use? How do I do it? And they're like Texas rig or drop shot, or I knew this, or what line do I use for this? It's crazy. And so I think, there's going to be some really cool things coming up, by the way, that I'm doing with the high schools, especially here. So stay tuned for that. But in a couple weeks, I really want them to push and focus on that. And then we have the Byron from our trip coming down as the float special we're going to do. And then I've got a couple special guests calling in from potentially Rapala and some others calling in that Rapala actually just visited us, so we're super stoked about that. So we've got some cool things going on there. And so, we are excited. And then we're going to have some of our distributors, we're hoping to get Pittman Creek up here, talk a little bit about how distribution works and things like that for, because and then General Market. We're gonna get the Wit up here eventually.
The Wit, we're gonna
get Wit and Paul up here. Talk a little bit about keeping your bait. Hey, one thing, and I don't know if I talked about this. I saw this with, I cannot remember his name, and I promise I will give him credit. He was coming back from Lake Erie fishing, and he's posted this a few times, and I think people have seen it, so I want to make sure I give him credit. It was actually, who's the Mr. Crappie guy that's here from Bria that has somebody's going to tell me, but I can't remember his name, that has not the Teenage Mutant Ninja, the Paw Patrol boat, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Right? Anyway,
I don't.
Gosh dang it. It's not Mr. Krabby, but somebody will tell me he's got the Paw Patrol boat.
That one guy with the one thing.
Listen. Anyway, I was watching something on him come back from a tournament, and one of the things he said, which was cool, and I've showed a few people this already. Take your G-Juice, take like water bottles, 4 water bottles, and after you drink your water, right? Charlie Evans, thank you, whoever said that.
Will Evans.
Thank you, Will. So Charlie Evans said, take about, a little bit out of the water bottle, of course, and then dump, how you fill up your G-Juice when you squeeze it up, fills a little canister over the top.
Yep.
Pour the G-Juice in there, put it in your freezer. Freeze 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, whatever, and then put those in your cooler when you go fish. If you didn't know, about weeks ago, the BFL had lost a lot of fish.
A lot.
Like
it was months ago.
250.
It was the last time they were on.
Yeah, Dale Hollow. So they moved
lost
their tournament to a 3-fish tournament.
Because how many fish
Because how many fish they lost. And I'm going to tell you, it is super, I will say this, it is stressful when you catch a nice fish at the beginning of the day.
Yep.
And people can attest to this. You go catch a big fish at the beginning of the day. So you take that and you have this stress all the rest of the day trying to get this fish to stay alive.
Yeah.
So you don't want to lose it. So you're constantly checking. Do you leave your aerator circulating all day? Some people say just pump fresh water all day. That's wasting, you're running your water all day long. Right. Recirculating does some things. Your oxygenator does some things. But the V2 live well vents at the top, I think, is a huge because you trap hot air in there.
Yep.
It just heats up the water.
Yep.
So I think that's a big improvement. And then The other thing is some people taking some pool noodles and put in the top. So when you're going a long way, you got a 40, 50 mile run.
They don't beat.
The fish don't beat against the top of the lid. So you can take some pool noodles and stick them in the top, like cut them and leave them there, and they'll bounce in the foam instead. But this specific thing from Charlie, I learned that basically you take your water bottles, put G-juice in them, obviously put water in them, but G-juice in there, fill them up, put them in the freezer, freeze them, put them in your cooler, and then about 2 hours in your day when the sun starts heating up, drop one of those in your water and just let the G-juice slowly seep out. And it will take a frozen, it will cool down your water, and then the G-juice will slowly slip out. And you're not, because if you put G-juice in, as soon as you recirculate several times, it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Clarence says, don't drink it. It's got a funny aftertaste.
Hey, listen.
Tell them the story.
I was by myself fishing Green River, and I put a couple in the live well to keep that one fish alive, one of them, and I reached down to grab a Gatorade.
Oops.
You mean in the
It's a blue
cooler?
Gatorade, and I grabbed me some
G-juice.
G-juice. All right, so no, I didn't drink it. Anyway, point being, don't drink the G-juice. But it's a good tip, right?
Clarence says, don't use tap water.
Don't use tap
Yeah.
water.
Well, the G-juice would take the chlorine out of it, won't it?
But the G-juice would take chlorine out of it.
Yeah.
It won't hurt anything. So that's what the G-juice is for.
All right.
So awesome. Next show, 2 weeks from now. What's that date, Randy?
2 weeks from now.
It's 2 weeks from now. 2 Wednesdays
Hold
from
on,
today.
let's see. Let's find out.
Oh my gosh, it's 14 days. What is that?
Hold on a minute.
I don't know, Kent.
Okay,
You tell
September
him.
16th.
15th.
September 16th. I was right. Thank you very much.
Heard a lot. Yes,
Okay.
16th, you were correct.
September 16th, what I said first. So 7 o'clock, September 16th.
Yep.
We'll be talking more about that show
Here.
for high school right here,
Here.
at the Cane Pole.
You want to mention?
Come hang out.
You want to mention your sponsors too?
Yeah, sure. I want to. I'm super excited to have some local people that are going to help us with this show for sure. So first off, I want to thank Purdy's Coffee. I'm there almost every morning. They see me every day. I've known them for a very long time.
They have great smoothies.
They have great smoothie. They have great coffee. Period.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're super excited to have them on board. I always want to thank Chuck Fields and the Paddy Wagon.
Yep.
They're going to be coming on board here soon. They're super great, and we're great to have them. And then we got a couple more coming in the next show. So we're excited to definitely have some sponsors. And
Absolutely.
it's great.
And also mention, you can also watch this on Madison County Live's YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So
thank you.
It's simulcast on Facebook and YouTube.
Great.
I know some people were fussing about the quality. Facebook, not great quality on Facebook.
Okay.
Unless it's on a phone or iPad.
Yeah.
YouTube should be a lot better quality.
Okay, so thanks for mentioning that. So Facebook isn't like obviously the greatest quality. So we had some comments about that. So here's what you can do: go to Madison County Live's YouTube channel, and it will be there.
Yep.
We will soon be having a Cane Pole channel on YouTube. Not set up yet. We'll get there. But we will have a Cane Pole YouTube channel that you can go, and we're going to do all kinds of fun snippets as we go around different lakes and do some fun things anyway. And so you'll see more of us, not just in this studio, but more of us out doing some cool
In the great
things.
outdoors.
In the great outdoors. So yeah, check us out, Madison County Live YouTube channel. And Facebook
You can
Live,
also go back and rewatch
Facebook here, and then you can go back and rewatch it, and then we'll do an official replay at 7 o'clock next Wednesday,
Right. Yeah.
Wednesday night,
We'll do
all
a
right,
replay,
for
yep.
this show,
Yep.
and then we'll be live back, and hopefully one day we'll be going on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. 2 weeks was too long to wait to do this. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I have a good time anyway.
I have a great
Hey,
time.
I hope you guys had a great time tonight. We thank you for tuning in and watching. I know this is we do this is fun and it's goofy and we have a great time. But hope you learned something tonight. And
look, we got a couple sleeping in the back.
we do have a couple sleeping.
Look at
in
the
back.
dog sleeping.
The dog is out.
And the dog's sleeping too. Oh, you woke him up.
So that's okay. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Right.
Take care.
All right. And 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for watching the Cane Pole Fishing Show. Visit the Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza or on Facebook. Thanks for watching and happy fishing.